Gold surged 2.5%, racing toward historic levels above $4,300. And today, we get the critical jobs report. Good morning, everyone. I'm ARIN, and it's Friday, August 7th. Let's take a look at what happened overnight. It's a cautious Friday morning for markets, but gold and silver are absolutely flying. The S&P 500 closed flat, the Nasdaq nearly unchanged, but the VIX eased off, the dollar is weak. And everything tonight is centered on the non-farm payrolls report. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Let's look at Wall Street. Yesterday was a pretty uninspiring session all around. The S&P 500 slipped just 0.18%, closing at 7,700 and change. The Nasdaq was nearly flat, down just 0.06%. But the Dow Jones had the roughest day of the three, falling 0.85%. The biggest underperformer of the session. The good news, the VIX dropped 4.17% to settle at 15, so we're not looking at panic here. Back home, the BIST 100 finished strong, up 0.70%. The dollar is soft, sitting around 99. Europe was mixed, with the DAX closing flat. Asia was calm as well, the Nikkei flat, the Hang Seng slightly in the green. The big picture, markets are waiting for direction, hunting for a signal. Here's where things get really interesting, folks. Gold is pushing toward $4,348, continuing its record run, up 2.5% in a single day. Silver is right on its heels, jumping 3.71% to trade above $63. Why is all of this happening? First, Iran's threat to close the Strait of Hormuz is pushing oil higher. Brent is at $83, WTI at $77.73. Second, according to ARİN, markets are now pricing in a 57% chance of a Fed rate hike in September. And that puts pressure on the dollar. Third, and this one is a big deal, data shared by Peter Schiff shows that U.S. imports of Saudi crude oil have hit zero for the first time since 1985. That raises a very serious question about the future of the petrodollar. And on top of all of that, today we get the NFP, the non-farm payrolls report. Everything is riding on that number. Looking at the sector breakdown, the picture is pretty clear. Money is moving into energy, communication, and healthcare. That's a classic defensive rotation. Energy is the standout winner, up 1.48%. And the driver behind that is obviously the Iran oil tension we just talked about. But here's the bottom line. Technology is down 0.31%. Financials are in the red too. Materials, real estate,